Beauty filters are being banned, and the reason is scary. So let's find out why it is.
January 1st. That's when thousands of women's careers end. Not because they did anything wrong, but because for the first time, they have to show their real faces. In China, AI beauty filters are being banned, but the panic has revealed something very sinister. Why would banning a simple filter destroy entire careers?
Well, the main problem is not having true fans, but just having people, gooners, who just, love gooning to all these streamers and TikTokers and YouTubers and so on, all these female influencers, especially very hot ones, that use filters not just to shape up their faces in different ways and clear out their skin in different ways, but also shape up their bodies in different ways. Like, I've seen influencers online, male influencers online, say that when they've met some TikTokers and streamers on like public events for streamers, for example, they did not look like they look online.
Why is the West suddenly rushing to do the same thing? And what did they discover that made them act so fast? Welcome to Global.
My face is gonna go from being a 2 out of 10 to like being a 5 out of 10 if everybody else is revealed how they actually really look.
Up girl. Today we're uncovering why AI beauty filters are being banned. So be sure to like and subscribe because we're going deep.
Make sure to like and
Beauty
subscribe.
mode doesn't just smooth your skin. It rebuilds your entire face according to an algorithm's definition of beauty.
Isn't
Turn
that
on the
just
filter,
makeup or
and
without?
you become someone else entirely. Your eyes reshape.
Yep.
Your nose pinches smaller.
Yep.
Your skin becomes porcelain.
Oh.
Reality bends. Turn it off? Well, that's the problem. 99.8% of female streamers use beauty filters. Not just most, almost all. These women built entire careers on faces that don't exist. Thousands of followers, donations from devoted fans, all for someone who was never real. We've spent years watching faces that don't actually exist, and we've been conditioned
it's gonna get even worse. Like, for example, there's beauty filters, but YouTube and so many other platforms are pushing AI to the point where, well, you don't need a beauty filter to be banned or not. It does. When you're using an AI character, an AI woman online for streaming, or for making videos, or for OnlyFans, or for Instagram, right? Lonely guys are just going online, paying money, expecting to get something out of it, or just more explicit content from said AI influencer. Meanwhile, she never existed and she is not real, right? These beauty filters, they're just a level 1, and we need to step it up a notch if we want to portray ourselves as being honest and real, and not fucking using gooners to pay us money with AI women. So this is really
learn what it's doing to your brain, things get dark. There's a psychological concept called cultivation theory.
Okay.
Long-term exposure to media content shapes what you believe is real.
Yep.
When you see filtered faces every single day, thousands of them, your brain starts accepting them as normal. Real faces start to look wrong.
Yep. That's why so many people are so insecure about how they look and their faces and so on, and how they want to have plastic surgery and stuff very early on in life.
Shows that comparing yourself to idealized images online is directly linked to body dissatisfaction and eating disorders.
Makes sense.
But there's a twist.
Sadly.
You're not competing with other women anymore. You're competing with AI.
Yep.
With algorithms that generate one perfect face and paste it onto everyone. Then there's self-objectification. When you spend hours monitoring your appearance, treating your face like a product.
I stopped doing that. Like, the last time I did that, maybe I was in high school, but since then I just don't want to look at my face. Maybe when I'm like keeping up my beard, then maybe that's it. But most of the time, I really hate watching my face. It's very fucking disgusting. Okay.
Rated and perfected.
I don't know how people watch my videos.
It leads to anxiety and depression.
Thank you so much.
You stop being a person. You become a project.
Yeah.
Reality has gotten so distorted that a new medical term has been coined. Snapchat dysmorphia. Women are now seeking plastic surgery to look like their filtered selves.
Yeah, like, body positivity was originally for all this stuff, for people being different with, like, dysmorphed ears and eyes and nose, or a missing hand or something. That's what body positivity was originally. And, like, the West is anything but body positive. Everybody says they are accepting of everybody's differences, but nobody is accepting of their differences.
They don't even want to look like
Same
models.
with me, like, I want to get a hair transplant one day.
These filters didn't just change how we look online. They've changed what our brains believe we should look like in reality.
Man.
So why is China banning them? The official reason is to improve content quality and crack down on misleading visuals.
Based.
But dig further, and
Rare
deeper reasons
China
emerge.
dub.
This isn't just about vanity, it's about fraud. Chinese netizens started calling it out directly. Streamers making money through excessive beautification.
Like, look at these freaking faces. Like, how do they look like aliens? They don't even look like humans because of those filters. Come on. Like, god damn. Especially, like, if Western people are watching Asian streamers and influencers, they're watching you for a reason. Be honest. Be realistic. Come on.
Are basically committing fraud. But the damage goes
All
far
of that
beyond
look like
individual
AI.
deception. It's social poison. One Chinese commentator explained it this way. Men no longer watch TV. They don't look at their own wives. They just scroll on their phones to look at pretty girls who look like fairies.
What?
But those fairies aren't real.
What?
Do you
No.
think this is
What?
beneficial to relationships?
I mean, I'm 24. I am considered what you would call a man. But yeah, I haven't had actual TV programs for like 5-6 years. And I only watch like streaming platforms and YouTube, and that's it. You know, social media bullshit. But men not focusing on their wives? I mean, I can see with a lot of young men being distracted on what reality is when it comes to, you know, real life beautiful women and just fakery online, but I'm not, like, there's good men out there. Come on, shut the fuck up.
To lowering divorce rates, he called it spiritual poisonous grain, not inferior to opium. Women using filters started believing their own illusions. They'd look at their filtered face and think, I'm a 9 out of 10. I deserve a wealthy, tall, handsome man. Their standards skyrocketed, but
their standards aren't skyrocketing just because of that. Their standards are skyrocketing just because of other women who are, you know, just choosing to escape reality and live in delusion and saying that everybody is a 10. And if we go by that fucking philosophy and logic, if everybody is a 10, then nobody's a 10 because everybody's the same. So the standard of beauty just evaporated, doesn't exist because everybody is the same.
Walk down the street, you wouldn't see a single woman who looked like her online persona.
Yep.
Beauty mode made them lose themselves. China isn't banning beauty filters because they're vain. They're banning them because they've become a form of mass psychological manipulation. Here's what the Chinese government isn't saying out loud. Across the developed world, something catastrophic is happening. Birth rates are collapsing, marriage rates are plummeting.
This is not gonna
Young
save
people
us from
aren't
birth
dating.
rates collapsing,
They're not
trust me.
having relationships. They're not forming families. The United States, most of Europe, China, Japan, South Korea, the pattern is everywhere.
Yeah.
And nobody can pinpoint exactly why.
Do you guys think there's a deeper reason or just more darker whatever reason to why China is actually banning these kinds of filters? Like, I support them. Hey, they should be banned fucking everywhere. I think a lot of stuff should be banned. Like, for example, OnlyFans, right? But knowing how China is, there's probably some other reasons why this stuff is being banned. And no, this will not fix birth rates, okay? If you want to fix birth rates, it comes to like culture, it comes to like psychology and finances.
Except, what if social media is part of it? Think about it. Men scroll through thousands of digitally perfect women every day. Women no real person
Most of my Instagram, I don't use TikTok, just for like maybe finding some content, but most of my Instagram is just Rottweilers and dark fucked up memes.
could ever compete
No
with.
women.
So why would they pursue real relationships? Why settle for reality when the fantasy is always one swipe away? And women compare themselves to these impossible standards
way he was
and feel
moving his
worthless.
hand.
Or they demand partners who meet the same fictional criteria they see online. Both sides are chasing illusions.
Yep.
One Chinese man described meeting a woman from a dating app. After seeing her real face, he deleted the app entirely. How many millions of potential relationships died exactly like that? How many married
Goddamn, he got catfished that hard, huh? Well, luckily I haven't been catfished so far, but it's probably because I don't really go on that many dates. Just because not many women match with me online, so you know. Plus I have way more success when it comes to like approaching women on like in person, like in the gym or whatever, like in the park, right? Plus it's harder to fake their looks, or you know what I mean? Especially in the gym.
marriages never happened because
It's
someone
more
couldn't live up
authentic
to their
in many
filtered
ways.
profile. Meanwhile, the divorce rate climbs. Both men and women scroll through endless fantasy, convinced they're settling for less, convinced their reality isn't good enough. Filters might be destroying our ability to form real human connections, to see real people as attractive, and to accept
What?
reality
She looks
form real
beautiful.
human connections.
Why?
To see
Look
real
at this.
people as attractive.
She looks gorgeous. A lot of simps and a lot of goobers and gooners are gonna see this and think, ah, she's ugly. Yeah. You guys have never slept with a girl and have never woken up next to her with her having no makeup, haven't you? You guys are fucking. This is what a real woman actually looks like. Okay, that's how I look like as well. Okay, maybe I have to like zoom in, but that's how I look like. Okay, my skin is even worse.
And to accept reality as good enough. China's birth rate is in free fall. Their economy depends on population growth. So this isn't just about beauty anymore. This might be about survival. When the ban was announced, the panic was immediate. 90% of streamers will all lose their jobs, one broadcaster predicted.
Nah,
if those female streamers turn off that beauty filter...
Is China that artificial? Like, artificial as in that many people watching female streamers just because of the way they look? Like, no entertainment value, no education value, nothing? Maybe some of them being a news source for something? None of that shit. Everybody's... There's no fucking way. 90% of female... If some stats actually come out, and it's true, and somehow 90% of female streamers lose their fucking their streaming careers, right? Just because of beauty filters? God damn, that was a really huge problem in China, if that's the case.
They really cannot be looked at. It will scare the viewers so much they'll doubt life, she said.
What?
These women built everything on a digital mask.
No
their
fucking
entire
way.
persona, their income, and their identity. So what happens when that mask is ripped off? Viewers will stop donating. The men who've spent thousands supporting their favorite streamers will feel betrayed.
Favorite streamers, supporting their favorite streamers. They just want to have a chance to, like, somehow one day, clap those cheeks, that's it.
Careers will collapse overnight. Some women fought back defensively.
That
I
shit
paid
looks
thousands
scary,
for this phone. I'll use beauty mode if I want. What does it have to do with you? Others insisted, even with beauty mode, you need good bone structure. If you're ugly, even level 10 beauty mode can't save you. But underneath the anger was fear, because they know the truth. They built their careers on deception, and now they're being forced to show their real faces.
They can still use makeup, right?
And that doesn't get the same...
if you're using a filter that changes your, like, bone structure, then yeah, you're fucked. But if you're using a filter that just smooths out the skin and stuff, you can just, wear fucking wigs and use makeup, right? It's gonna be much more annoying to add all that makeup every single day, but still, it's doable, right?
View count. So, could America be next? Well, it's
I hope
already
America and Europe are next.
TikTok announced they're banning certain beauty filters for users under 18. Filters like bold glamour that dramatically reshape facial features, gone for minors. And in Europe, they're investing nearly 2 billion euros into safety initiatives, whatever that means. Mental health experts are calling this a necessary step. If teenagers stop using filters now, they might gradually normalize a more authentic online presence.
No, it's not gonna happen just like that. It'll take at least 10 to 20 years. And by that I mean a new generation. If they already grew up like this and they are seeing this happen in other cultures and other countries, I'm sorry, but there's no way they'll just snap out of it and just, continue seeing everything as normal as it was previously. That's not how it works. You need way more time for that stuff, especially for young people who are very insecure of how they look.
China bans it, TikTok restricts it for minors, Instagram and Snapchat are watching closely. The domino effect has begun. But here's where it gets complicated. There's a strong case for bans. We're protecting young girls from impossible beauty standards. We're ending mass deception. We're forcing people to be authentic, sincere, and real. But on the other hand, isn't it your face, your choice? Film and television use makeup, color grading, and effects.
Like a lot of the times when I go to restaurants or clubs or whatever, and I see overly plastic looking faces, like anime looking perfect fucking structure and the smooth skin and colors and everything. It's like you've passed the threshold of being super attractive to now being unrealistic and scary and creepy and disturbing. You know what I mean?
Why are filters different? Some women genuinely feel empowered and confident using them. Who gets to decide what's too much?
She looks pretty, what do you mean?
And government censorship is an extremely slippery slope. Give an inch and they'll take a mile.
I'm disappointed.
Before you know it, you won't be able to log in online without 3 layers of biometric identification.
Yeah,
and here's the uncomfortable middle ground. What if the problem isn't the filter? What if the problem is that we created a world where women felt they needed to hide their real faces?
It's the culture. It's the beauty culture. It's the influencer culture. It's everything when it comes to like how people are perceived, and knowing that if you are way more attractive as a woman, you can capitalize on it and make more money out of it, and you will do everything in your fucking power to like you don't give a fuck if how people perceive you online is like the most further away from what reality is. You'll do it just because of fucking money. Like, people watch VTubers just because of their looks, even though they know those VTubers aren't fucking, real. They know they're not real, and some of them watch them because of their personalities. But yeah, most of the time it's because of
a ban might
how those
not ever
VTubers
fix
look.
that. An entire industry has been built on women who don't exist in reality.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars, millions of hours, all spent on faces that were never real.
Yeah,
Now the
especially
Chinese
in
government
East
is
Asia,
forcing
yeah.
them to face reality, and people are calling it oppressive. But ask yourself this. If someone built their entire career on catfishing millions of people,
Yup.
would you defend that? Because that's what this is.
I would
Mass
not.
catfishing. At scale. For profit.
Yep.
And it isn't just that filters deceived us. It's that we wanted to be deceived. We chose the beautiful lie over the ordinary truth. And maybe that's the real reason this ban cuts some of us so deeply. It's not taking away filters. It's taking away permission to live in denial. So, I've got a real question for you. If every filter disappeared from your phone right now, how would you feel? Relieved?
I wouldn't give a fuck. I don't really use filters. Like, maybe I'll like ramp up the saturation or temperature of the like video that I record, but like that's it. Filters? Not really. Maybe if I'm looking, maybe on the thumbnail, if my face is like overly, red because I'm not slept well, maybe I'll use a filter, but other than that, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I can do it without filters as well, but still, who gives a fuck? I really don't care about that.
Or terrified? If it's the second one, that's the problem they're trying to solve. Not the filter itself. The fact
Like,
that
that's
you need it to feel worth
overly
looking
done.
at. An entire generation of women grew up believing
Look
their
at these
real
girls!
faces weren't good
They
enough.
look like fucking
That pores were mistakes.
elementary schoolers.
That texture was
Middle
a flaw.
schoolers.
That aging was something to hide, fix, and erase. We didn't just normalize filters.
Yeah, like
we
this,
made them
like,
feel
come on.
mandatory.
No.
So if you made it this far, let me know, honestly. Would you support a filter ban?
Yes.
Comment either relieved or terrified.
Relieved. I've also heard of how in East Asia, and like in Japan, for example, like women are like were culturally forced to like be as white as possible, as pale as possible, and a lot of them like get surgeries at a very young age. They have to be as slim as possible. They have, like, no boobs, no ass, nothing, just slim and as pale as possible, and having a certain type of like face bone structure. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. And I am in full support of this filter ban. And I'm not blaming the people that are using the filter ban as much as I'm blaming the goobers that are paying for all these fake people and AI women. And you can just use normal corn website. That's it. Yeah. Have a nice day.